What's going on, VC? Tim back again. So as I commented in a previous video that I recorded tonight, things have been super busy. So I apologize that I'm falling behind on watching, making, commenting, listening. I mean, it's been crazy. Work has just really been pushing the limits of fair play. But sometimes you take the good with the bad. So today, I kind of posted this up already in the YouTube, Facebook page. Answered an ad on Craigslist, which is something I really haven't done. I'm always a little leery about those Craigslist ads a little bit, but yeah, is what it is. So answered it. We played tag a little bit for a day or so. Finally was able to hook up. Said he had some records for sale, so I went out there and took a look, and it's pretty nice. Most of them are in really clean condition, just need to be cleaned up a little bit. Covers have a couple things I need to address, but for the most part, everything was well taken care of. Just extras, stuff that he had in trade, it is what it is. So that's what this video is going to be about today, just kind of sharing some of that. I'm going to try to keep it not as long as some of the other ones, especially from that major haul that I pull with the like 400 to 600 albums. I'm not going that deep. In fact, you can see a couple of those that like right there, like Nina Simone. Hi Nina. That some of the things I've already cleaned. There's Terrence and Darby that I've already cleaned and spun from that. But that's gonna be a huge undertaking. So just trying to find a time to do it all, and still acquire, because that's what we do. Anyway, let's get started. So this one, Daydream, The Love and Spoonful. This is a 1965, I believe. Yeah, well, sure, why not? We'll go with that. This is on the Kama Sutra. If I can pull the damn thing out. Definitely is in need of a cleaning, but very happy to pick that one up. So, next one, we got the Alan Parsons Project. Not as familiar with this one as I am some of the other Alan Parsons, but again, willing to take a chance on that. I didn't mention everything averaged out a little under $3. Some of them, okay, maybe it's $1 or $2 record, but some of them, when you average it out, got a good deal. So, I mean, do we need to talk about Slade? Do we really need to? I don't think we do. This is a great album if you don't have it. Two big hits on this one are Run Away and My Oh My, but the whole thing is just fantastic. So I'm glad to have that. Another one that I really don't think we need to talk about. Glad to have this one in the collection. So many glaring holes in the collection, especially since I'm building back up. That's okay. I'll raid those cheap records all day long. We've really been wanting to find the complete version of this one upstairs at Eric's from Yaz, but the 12-inch will do me for now. It has it's Don't Go, which was probably their biggest single off of this one. So I'm glad to have this one. This will keep me busy until I find a good copy of Upstairs at Eric's. Definitely on my want list, but then again, my want list is like ridiculous. So everybody else is showing Bob Seger. Why not me? I really like this one over the over 9 Tonight. I know some people might say that's blasphemy. I don't care. But if nothing else, for one track, Kathmandu on this smokes. I'm also a little sick of Turn the Page. I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. But I think there's so many great songs on this one, so I'm glad to have this one. Really got to build up my Bob Seger collection, especially the early ones. I'm dying to get my hands on those, so it'll happen eventually. This is what I'm listening to now, the BT Express. Great funk disco. lot of great stuff on this one. This one's been picked apart for hip hop. Whoops, a little glare. Picked apart for hip hop, but I mean, it's just a classic on its own. If you're into that mid '70s funk slash disco, think like a Curtis Mayfield, that type of stuff. BT Express should be right up your alley, and I saw this and I didn't hesitate. So this bad guy right here is a 5-record set of the Motown story of the first 25 years. I'm a Motown whore, and I'm okay to say that. A lot of great stuff in this box. I mean, just so much. You've got The Miracles, Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross and the Supremes, Four Tops, Marvin Gaye, Temptations, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Junie Walker and the All-Stars, Jackson 5, Rick James, Eddie Kendricks. I mean, it just goes on. So this could be like a whole evening for me of just, whoops, sorry, little some corner issues that I'll have to address, but 5 great discs. So everything was in pretty good condition except for this one I'm about to show, but I don't leave this man behind. This is the Essentials Part 2. It did not have the 7-inch for Gloria, which was a bummer, but good stuff on this one. I mean, granted I already have all this, but for the prices I was getting them, and if this one isn't, like I said, it's not super clean. Looks like it has a couple of issues, but I haven't spun it yet. But worst case scenario is this will just go on the wall, because again, I see the man, I bought a man, I love the man. Human League Crash. This was what year is this one? I'm sure somebody who's like shouting at it. 86. So they're right in between. I mean, it's good stuff, but right in between some of the bigger hits. But again, Human League, fantastic stuff. I love them. To me, they're one of the few that had a few hits in the 80s, but they had staying power. They just didn't make bad stuff. Argentina, I mean, she should be like a patron saint for what she had to go through. The music is fantastic. Ike is an ass. We all know the story, so I obviously don't want to get into that, but the music was just amazing. So again, I saw it, and again, some cover issue, but glad to have it. Glad that Tina was able to eventually escape and know happiness. So the good stuff. I'm gonna pick that up all day long. It's Janet. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Oh, and I'm nasty. Say what you want, but you give me some Janet Jackson, and it's a good night. Dance floor's packed. She can belt out the tunes. I am a Janet Jackson fan. I was infatuated with her. I saw her in concert, and the girl that I was dating at the time, she was like, "Are you gonna talk to me?" No, ma'am, there's Janet up there. I gotta go away. And we're all Wang Chung tonight. Love me some 80s. I'm about the 80s. I'm a child of the 80s. That synth pop stuff, it's just, to me, it's a good time in a box. And I'm gonna party and Wang Chung and everything, because love this stuff. So again, super clean copy. Glad to have that one. One with the Beach Boys. I mean, it's a good time. I'm gonna rock out to some Beach Boys. It's a family favorite. I came in with this one. My wife's like, "I know that. My mom had that," and so just the good times are gonna roll. So this one, a little bit of an interesting comp. Looks like it's from a radio station in Boston, and don't know the year. But I mean, you got hits like House of the Rising Sun, Simon Says from the 1910 Fruit Gum Company, 96 Tears, Bo Diddley, La La Means I Love You, Barefootin', Green Tambourine, Crimson and Clover, Papa's got a brand new bag. You Lost That Love and Feeling. So obviously it's in that time period. Obviously put out by probably the radio station to kind of promote. Um, but yeah, to me that's just you throw it on and you're having a good time. So I mean I love those kind of comps where you can literally just put them on. Speaking of comps, a little K-Tel action for you. K-Tel Records with the Rock's Danceable side, which has things like Let It Whip, Super Freak, Controversy, Get Down on It, because all that's rock. But hey, we're not here to judge. The odd one was it has Don't You Want Me by the Human League, because that fit in. But hey, again, not judging. I'm glad to have it. We're gonna dance and party. And the song Don't You Want Me in my household has some special stuff. Maybe one of these days I'll tell that story. Not today, because got a lot of records to get through and trying to shoot some videos. But it's kind of special. So whenever I see it, I'm gonna buy it. But now it's time to sit back and enjoy the smooth sounds of the '70s. Stuff I like to call AM rock, ladies and gentlemen. The Little River Band. This was a staple growing up. Yes, it's hokey, it's cheesy, and damn it, I love it. This to me is get yourself a couple of drinks, throw this on, you're having a good time. This is just nice, relaxing music. I actually have fond memories of a friend of mine and I reminiscing. You see what I did there? Paying attention? Reminiscing over this album particularly while we were playing whatever multiplayer game on Xbox. And the other friends in the party chat are like, how fucking old are you? Sometimes you just don't need explanation. It moves you, makes you laugh. It's good stuff. And I'm a cheese for some AM rock. Not AM rock. I think Farley might have just showed this. Again, child of the 80s, I'm going to buy this stuff. I know I have a 7-inch for Rock Me Amadeus. Don't give a damn. I'm going to buy this. Rock Me Amadeus, Vienna Calling. This is good, fun stuff. So, I mean, grew up in the 80s, so I'm going to get it. Another fantastic Kansas album. I showed Leftoverture. This one I actually prefer a little bit more. And surprisingly, not for Dust in the Wind, but Point of No Return's fantastic. Paradox. This whole first side just kicks a lot of ass. I enjoy this period of Kansas. I know they went through some lineup changes in the 80s, and I think they only had, Fight Fire with Fire. But, sorry, my ankle had an itch. Probably got bit by something in Florida, whatever. But glad to pick that one up because I absolutely love it. Little Toto action for you. Again, kind of an inside thing in the house. I bought, Toto 4 a few weeks back, and my oldest was pretty pissed I found it because he wanted Africa. And I was like, well, you can listen to it, but it's not yours, Jack. So I see Toto. It's a fun buy, and again, for the average prices I was getting, I wasn't gonna leave it. Another one I'm not gonna leave behind is some Ohio Players. I mean, just good. That 70s funk, soul, disco. I mean, it all gets melted together, but that's some good stuff. I mean, I will listen to that, and I'm picking up this stuff left and right, but I need to get me some Parliament Funkadelic. My entire collection was gone when I sold my old records, so I definitely need to get that. But until then, I'll listen to some Ohio Players. This one I was very happy to find. This is just a great album. Um, he had 2 copies, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not buying the second one. Should have bought them both, because I'm sure somebody out there could have used one. I may go back in a couple weeks or give him at least a text to see if he's got anything new. So I might grab it then. But man, as soon as I saw one, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely grabbing that. Baseball season's right around the corner, so I love the connection with that. But man, this is just a great album. Had the cassette when it came out, and just thoroughly enjoyed the hell out of it. So I'm glad to have it on vinyl, especially now that since I don't have my cassettes anymore. Not much really needs to be said about some UFO. Again, this is one of the many things I'm trying to put back together in the collection, so glad to pick this one up. Looking forward to giving this one a spin. Probably not tonight. It's probably going to be, I don't even know when I'm going to get a chance to spin some more stuff. It's just been crazy. So, little Jefferson Starship, obviously Miracles, any of that stuff. I mean, you get into like probably the mid-70s, from where they started to like that mid-70s period. I'm gonna grab it, because that Jefferson Starship to me was the best version of the band. Well, Airplane than Starship, but that stuff is just fantastic. So glad to have that one added to the collection. A couple of Glenn Frey, the All-Nighter, Smuggler's Blues. I mean, it's just a great track. R.I.P. to the man, the great Glenn Frey. Obviously gone way too soon, but I really enjoy his stuff. So I picked that one up, and then just the Stone Cold classic. I mean, No Fun Allowed. You can't go wrong with either one of those albums. Those were just good times. Picked up a couple Jeff Beck, again, staples of the collections. Definitely worth having. So not only did I get Wired, but the one that he's most known for, Blow by Blow. So glad to have these back. Really going to enjoy spinning these a lot. Just fantastic albums. Who doesn't love them some Gap Band? This one actually has the big hit Burn Rubber on Me. Loved that track when it first came out. It was just a monster. I think Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, actually told a great story about that one. So when I saw it, I was just like, yeah, I may still have my 7-inch of that, but again, I wasn't going to pass it up. I'm now realizing there's some things missing out of this stack, so I may have to pause. So let me do that now. Let me pause and figure out what the hell's going on. All right, I'm back. Figured out what was going on. So just a few more. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this all in one shot. Shot A. It's got a new one coming out. I'm so excited. Glad to have this one on vinyl. This was just heavy rotation for me back in the 80s. A little bit of Spooky Tooth. Actually, I haven't had a chance to dig into this one that much, but I saw it, I grabbed it. I was not leaving that one behind. Like I said, for average about $3, Spooky Tooth was coming home with me. Let's see, this one, the Marshall Tucker Band. Now, I am not the biggest fan of country, but country rock, southern rock, I grew up on that stuff. Marshall Tucker got a lot of spins, and were around my uncle and aunt. So cover's a little worse for wear on this one. This one, if you don't know, this one's a double. One album is studio, one album is live. So you just sit back, let them jam. So really gonna enjoy that one. Like I said, love me some Marshall Tucker. So this was the one that when we start getting to talking, like I said, he brought out some stuff. This one I was not leaving both copies. So you'll notice this one, it's got some tape on the cover. This one, the cover is a little cleaner. The cleaner cover is a 1974 Capricorn. going to sound great, I'm sure. Nice and clean. But when I look at this one, it's the 1971 original press on the pink Capricorn. So I jumped. Said, you're coming home with me. Thank you very much. Very happy to have that. Been keeping my eyes open for a clean copy of that for a little while. Been itching to listen to it. So now I got two. We do some side-by-side comparison. Something tells me that they both sound good. I might let one of them go. Probably not the pink label, but we'll see. But yeah, I saw that original press Capricorn. I was like, yoink! Thank you very much. Last two, kind of group them together because it's more like ambient or new age. I'm familiar with Guitarro, but I don't know a lot of his stuff. I mean, I knew the name, so I wanted to get that. My wife's been on a kind of a new age kick to kind of relax, so I figured I'd grab that one for her as well. And then Paul Horn. This was actually recorded, I want to say, at the Taj Mahal in '65. Is that what I remember reading? 68. Wow, because I know how to read. So I'm interested in giving this one a spin because, I mean, just listening to so much different stuff. It's nice to be able to have stuff that you can kind of kick on, relax. You want to rock out, you can rock out, whatever it is. But I'm interested to listen to a couple of those and see what's up. So if you're familiar with Paul Horn or Guitarro, give me your thoughts. So that was my big haul today. Good. I mean, a lot of good stuff. I mean, you're not going to complain about what I got. So no grails. I've got a most wanted. Got a most wanted coming in the mail. Should be here tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that. I will probably do a live opening. Well, not live. I'm not ready for the live stuff yet. But I'll film the opening on that one. So looking forward to that. Still got a lot more to go through. So not hurting for music at all. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it. Well, guys and gals, I should say. We're all one big happy family. Thank you for the love and support everyone's been showing. I do want to give a shout out to Luke Scione. I'm sure I'm screwing up that name, so Luke, I do apologize. He's new to the VC just like I am, but his channel is really strong. He shows a lot of great stuff. Very well spoken, and he actually said some nice things to me. So Luke, I wanted to thank you for that. That was obviously unwarranted. I think that any feedback is great, so thank you for the positive. But if you're not familiar with his channel, I'll try to leave a link in below. If not, I'm sure you're seeing him comment. Give him a sub just to kind of help him out. Even though I'm not a monster yet either, it's always good to kind of share. And like I said, Luke, I wanted to say thank you for the kind words. It really meant a lot. Other than that, VC, hopefully you saw some stuff you liked. Give me some feedback below. Otherwise, see you guys on the flip.